Welcome back to the Thrive 45 Method podcast with me, your host, nutritionist Stacey Nicole Smith. And this is the space where we talk all things weight loss and wellness for the woman in perimenopause and menopause. Now, let's get started with today's episode. Hey guys, what's up? All right, welcome back. You guys this week wanted to hear about foods that are secretly sabotaging your weight loss. And for good reason, because this can be very, very confusing. I know a lot of women think they're doing everything right, they're eating healthy, and that's why you're frustrated because you're not losing weight. And you're like, I'm eating healthy foods, I don't understand. I'm eating clean. But here's the thing, at this age, as we're experiencing the hormonal fluctuations of perimenopause and then menopause, it's not just about eating healthy, it's about eating hormone friendly, and they're not necessarily the same. So I'm going to go through some of the common ones today and let me know if you see yourself in this. And then I'm going to go through what to do instead. So some of the very common ones I see is number one, fruit smoothie, healthy, right? Obviously fruit is healthy. Don't listen to what everybody's telling you. Fruit is a healthy food. However, when you are a little bit more sensitive to blood sugar fluctuations and your insulin response as you're experiencing these hormonal fluctuations, fruit smoothies on its own, because it breaks it down and it's easily digestible, can really spike your blood sugar. So to combat this, what you want to make sure you're doing is you want to add some healthy fats to that, and you want to definitely be sure to add some protein, like 20 to 30 grams of protein. That's going to slow down the blood sugar spike that it's going to give you. So straight fruit smoothies are a no-go at this point. Another big one that I see often with women is salads. So I don't think we can deny, again, that vegetables are healthy. Like, they are. However, two mistakes I see that women often make. Number one with salads is just having kind of a plain salad. You're trying to be extra good, so you don't want extra fat, you don't want extra anything. And so you just have a plain salad with no protein and no fats, and it's pretty bland. So number one, it's not going to fill you up, but it's also not going to balance out your hunger properly, or it's not going to balance out your blood sugar properly. So in this instance, what you want to do is you want to add some healthy fats. Maybe it's some olive oil, although be careful because it's very calorie dense. Or maybe it's a couple of crushed, nuts or seeds, or some avocado. So, and you want to add some protein. So whether that's some salmon, some chicken, some tofu, your protein of choice. So you always want to be sure to add healthy fats and a protein to a salad. Now, on the other end of it, another mistake I often see women make with salads is thinking because it's a salad, it's healthy automatically. But then you're adding creamy dressings or a bunch of cheese. It is no longer a healthy food. That is a ton of extra fat and unnecessary calories. And even though I don't like to count calories per se, we do have to be mindful, because the body can only handle so much, especially when you're trying to turn your body into a fat burning machine and get rid of that excess fat. So if you're adding a bunch of cheese or creamy dressings to your salad, that's a no as well. So we want to have a nice healthy balance of healthy fats, like a nice cold pressed olive oil, some avocado, a sprinkle, because I'm going to get to that later, of nuts and seeds, and a nice protein source, a nice grilled protein. So that's one. Another one, which is a biggie that I see as well, is thinking because it's healthy, it's good for weight loss. This is going to come in the form of foods that are very, very calorie dense, like trail mixes. Trail mix, if it's taken care of, if it's not fried, if it's taken care of the right way. Nuts are healthy, seeds are healthy, but again, they're extremely dense in fat and calories. So it is very easy to overdo it. So even though you think you're doing everything right, portion control does come into effect here. It really does. It's easy to overdo it. Another one is granola bars. Granola bars can have a lot of hidden sugars, or they might not have enough protein or healthy fats or the right combination of stuff to actually keep you full. Protein bars. And another biggie is dried fruits. Dried fruits are concentrated sugar. So while you have a whole fruit, which has got the fiber and a high water content intact, which is great, when you're looking at dried fruits, even though you think fruit is healthy, dried fruits are concentrated with sugars. And think of if you ever had any, it is really, really, really easy to overdo it on those. Another biggie I see, and I actually saw this on a video online that a lady did that said she was a nutritionist. I don't really think so, because she was making a smoothie and she said, I'm just going to add a tablespoon of almond butter. And I was watching it like, what the heck? The teaspoon that she was adding was high like this. And I would suggest that was a solid 8, 9, 10 tablespoons of almond butter. Swear to God, I couldn't believe I was watching it. And even the comments, most people were like, it's not a tablespoon. So even this lady who claims to be a nutritionist, I mean, she's obviously not a very skilled or experienced one. If she's telling people this, my goodness. So that alone, so that scoop, so you think you're doing anything right. So that scoop that she did, for example, of 1 tablespoon of almond butter, a tablespoon is like almost 100 calories. And again, I don't like to talk about calories, but that's how we got to understand it, right? So this scoop was a solid 6, 7, 8, 900 calories. Boom, added into her smoothie. And people wonder why they're not losing weight. That's a big one. So to be a total buzzkill today, if you haven't done it yet, what I would suggest you do, if you like nut butters, eat peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter, whatever, take an actual tablespoon, put it in there, and take a butter knife and flatten it off the top. That's a tablespoon. It's very disappointing. It's not very much, but this is a big mistake a lot of people make. So even though you don't have to track or weigh or count or anything like that, there's certain things you do need to be really mindful of if weight loss is your goal. They are very easy to overdo it. And this is where people get frustrated because you're like, I feel like I'm doing everything right. And even though you are eating healthy foods, some things can really throw you over the edge and get you stuck and not losing weight. And then you think nothing works. It's not that nothing works. It's just that you need to make some adjustments in your strategy. So that's another one. Now, a biggie I see often as well, and this one's a little debatable and it could depend, is protein bars. So protein bars can be good in a pinch. Like if you are at an airport traveling and you've got absolutely nothing, no other options except for French fries, then a protein bar is a great option. But some things you want to look at is you want to look at the ingredients. So some of them are loaded with sugar. Like you may as well be eating a chocolate bar, loaded. But you've got a little bit of protein in there, which is going to balance out the sugar a little bit. So you want to make sure they're having 25, 30 grams of protein at least. You want to read the ingredients labels. You want to get lower sugar. And you want to have it as an occasional, in a pinch kind of thing. You don't want to make it a regular part of your day, which I know a lot of women do, thinking it's a protein bar, it's healthy. So those are some of the little ones you want to look out for. Let me know below if there's any other ones that you think may be affecting you, if you have a question about another one. Because at this stage of the game, and another thing I want to mention, if you're in doubt, a good rule of thumb is you want to, when you have something, pay attention to how you feel. So if you are tired or craving sugar or low energy, especially like 1 to 2 hours after eating this, then it's probably affected your blood sugar too much because it shot you up and it's shooting you back down. So that's another little thing you want to pay attention to. And if you're having that kind of reaction, then you just want to take a look at the food that did that to you, that you had, and you want to just make adjustments. A lot of times it's not overhauling your entire life that's necessary. It's just really knowing these nuances and the effect that that food is having on your body. So just because it's a healthy food doesn't mean it's a hormone-friendly food, especially for women in our age group here who are experiencing hormonal shifts. And our blood sugar, again, and our insulin response is a little bit more sensitive. So that's what we want to really be paying attention to. Now, if you found this helpful, I also put together a guide for you guys. And this guide is why traditional diets, so we go a little deeper than what we just touched on today, why traditional diets don't work for women over 45 and what to do instead. If you want me to send that to you, this is a free guide I put together for you. Just comment guide. That's it. And I will send that off to you. Any questions, comment below. Let me know. If you want the free guide, comment guide. Hope that helps you, ladies, and I hope that alleviates maybe some frustration, thinking you're doing everything right, and maybe that gave you some insights as to why it may not be working and some little nuances you can adjust to make it work for you in your favor. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye. Thanks for listening. I hope you found this episode helpful. If so, please be sure to like and subscribe to be notified when new episodes are released. Episodes like this are released weekly for all things weight loss and wellness for the woman in perimenopause and menopause. And for other ways I can help you, please be sure to visit the show notes or visit my bio. Thanks for listening. Bye.